Hello students, today we will learn about the decimals. But before I explain the term to you, let us review the fractions once again. Now fractions, we know that it can be categorized under proper fractions, improper fractions. Proper fractions are those where the numerator is less than the denominator. For example, 2 by 3. See, here the numerator is less than the denominator. Similarly, 3 by 5, the numerator is less than the denominator. Thus, the total value of the fraction will be less than 1, and you can write it between 0 and 1 on a number line, or you can show it on number line between 0 and 1. Second is the improper fraction where the numerator is greater than the denominator. For example, 10 by 5, 7 by 2, etc. Here the total value of the fraction is greater than 1, and you can represent it on a number line as per the given fraction where the number lies beyond this range of 0 and 1. Now improper fraction, they can be shown in the form of mixed numbers, where mixed numbers are whole number, combination of whole number plus a fractional number. For example, I take 1/3 of 10. Okay, 10 by 3 is represented as, if I divide 10 by 3, it will give me 3, 1 by 3. That means 3, 3 is a 9 plus 1, 10 by 3. That means it has 3 as the whole number plus the fractional part is 1 upon 3. Now such examples in real life you will find while dealing with money, height, weight, etc. Now suppose I ask you to add 1 by 4 and 2 by 3. Now we know that addition or subtraction of like fraction is easy, but for unlike fraction we have to change it into the like fractions first. That means I will change 1 by 4 into like fraction by multiplying 3 by the numerator and the denominator. So this will become 3 1s are 3, 4 3s are 12. Similarly, I can change 2 by 3, the denominator as 12, by multiplying the denominator and the numerator by 4. So this reduces to 2 4s are 8 by 12. Now if I add these two numbers, 3 by 12 and 8 by 12, that gives me 11 upon 12. That is still a proper fraction. Now additions and subtraction of fractions is little bit confusing sometimes. Thus, to reduce this confusion, we equate these fractions equal to some common denominator. Okay. Now let us understand this by an example. Suppose half is given to you, the value of half. Okay. Now 1 by 2, if I consider the base as 10, so what will you multiply? 2 into 5 and 1 into 5. So this will become 5 by 10. This can be represented as 5 upon 10. Similarly, if I take 3 by 4, now I cannot represent it by 10 here. Okay, because 4 2s are 8, 3 2s are 6. So this will be 6 upon 8 somewhere. And if I take 3 here, then it will become 9 upon 12. Therefore, I can multiply this by 25 to get 4 into 25 as 100 and 3 into 25 as 75. In the base as the common denominator, here the base is 100. Now when the denominators are taken as a multiples of 10, like 10, 100, 1000 and so on, okay, they lead to some special type of fractions that are known as decimals. Now decimals, the deci in the decimals means 10. Now it relates to the base 10 system of our place value system. Now we are already familiar with the place value system as ones, tens, 100, 1000. I will take here till 1000 only. Now as we move from the right to the left side, okay, from this to this side, we see that we are multiplying it by 10. Now this ones become 1/10. 1/10 is equal to 10 ones here. Similarly, if you multiply 10 tenths, that give you 100. So this is 10 tenths is equal to 100. Similarly, if you multiply 10 again to 100, you will get the 1000 value. Now, this was while we were going from right to the left side. Now, what if we want to get the more smaller values? Till now, the building blocks, the very smallest value you know is the ones. While building up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Now this whole, the 10 ones gives you 1, 10. And similarly, if you build more, you get the hundreds and the 1000 value. Now, if in case we reverse the system, what will happen? So on reversing the case, that means on going from left to right. Now, we will divide by 10. That means 1000 divided by 10 gives you 100. Similarly, 100 divided by 10 gives you 10. 10 divided by 10 will give you 1. That is ones. Now, what if 1 is divided by 10? Now, 1 on dividing by 10 will give 1 tenth. Here you see this is replaced by th. It is not 10, it is tenth. So this point after this one, that is 1 by 10, it is called tenth. So we will start our decimals by learning about the tenth. Next value, if we are going to divide by 10, see, I divide 1 by 10 divided by 10. This in the fractional numbers you have learned that 1 by 10, this changes to multiplication sign and this gets reversed. That is 1 by 10, this becomes 1 upon 100. Now this thing is called the hundredths. 1/100. This value is known as the 1/100. So the next place value here is hundredths. That shows 1 by 100. Okay, the next one, as in case of 1000, here it will be thousands. That will represent 1 by 1000 and so on. Now, don't get confused. We will take up the topic one by one. So, starting with the tenths. Let us understand the tenths first. Now, this is one whole unit given to you. You have to divide it into 10 equal parts. Now, each part, now this is the each part. Suppose this shaded part, it represents 1 by 10 of the whole value. Okay, the shaded part here represents the fraction 1 by 10, which can also be written as 0.1. Similarly, if I divide this whole unit into again 10 equal parts and I shade 3 parts of it, then the fractional number will be 3 by 10. Which can be written as 0.3. So now just see the denominators of these fractions are 10. Now these are the special type of fractions that are called the decimal fractions. So fraction with the denominator. If the denominator of fraction, which type of fraction? The fraction should be proper fraction. Okay, the fraction should be proper fraction because decimals relates to proper fraction whose denominator are 10, 100, 1000 or some power of 10. Now what do you mean by power of 10? Like 10 is 10 into 1, 100 is 10 into 2, that means 10 multiplied 2 times. Similarly, 1000 is 10 into 10 into 10. That means 10 multiplied 3 times. So carry on like this. That means the power of 10 is increasing. So the denominator of fraction should be 10, 100, 1000 or some power of 10. Then these type of fractions are known as decimals. So I told you 1 by 10 can be written as 0.1. Okay, now this number 0.1 can be read in two ways. It can be read as 1/10, since it represents the fraction 1 by 10, and it can also be read as 0.1. Now this 0, okay, this 0 represents that the whole number, this is the ones place. The ones place, there is nothing at the ones place. This point shows the decimal point. Now this decimal point, it separates the ones place from the tens place. This is the tenth place and this was the ones place. So this decimal point, it separates, it acts as a marker for separating the ones place with the tens place in the decimal numbers. Okay, so this can be read as 0.1. You have to write this 0, never skip this 0. You cannot write 0.1 as 0.1. This is a wrong notation, since you have to represent 0. This represents 0, this 0 represents that the digit at the ones place is 0. There is no digit or there is no value at the ones place. Now if you want to represent a whole number, suppose I am given number 3 or I am given number 5. This also I can represent in the decimal form by placing a 0 after the point. Now this 0 represents 0 tenths. That means there are no tenth after the point. This is the simple whole number 3. Similarly 5 can be written as 5.0. And these whole numbers and decimal numbers can also be combined also. Now suppose on a ruler, on a scale, you have seen the different markings starting from 0. This is 1. Okay. These markings are divided into 10 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is 10 on 10. Now each of this unit represents 1 by 10 of a number. Now between 1 and 2 if I take, suppose I take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 again. So if I consider this much unit till here, so that represents one whole unit plus 1 by 10, 2 by 10, 3 by 10, 4 by 10, 5 by 10, 6 by 10, 7 by 10 and 8 by 10. That means 8/10 of the next number. This can be written as 1 plus 0.8 or simply 1.8. So this number represents 1 whole and 8 tenths and is read as 1 and 8 tenths or 1.8. So let us now practice how to read the tenths number. Now the number shown here are the tenths number. Okay, the first number represents 1/10. In the decimal form, it is written as 0.1. So it is either read as 1/10 or 0.1. Similarly, this is 4/10 or 0.4. Now 10 on 10 or 10/10 is equal to 1 and it can be written as 1.0. Similarly, this is 5 and 0/10, that is equal to 5 and it can be read as 5.0. Similarly, this is 1 and 1/10 or simply you can say 1.1. This is 7 and 8/10. This is written as 7.8. This is 25 and 5 tenths. This can be written as 25.5. So in this video we will learn till tenths. In the next video we will be learning about hundreds and thousands. So till then, take care. Bye. If you feel confusing in some way, then please do comment below so that I may know where you are confused. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.